Hey, what's going on, digital world? It's your special connect here, Justin. I'm connecting to you today with another suggestion for a game you could play at home or you could play using telehealth services, especially if you're an OT, a PT, speech therapist, counselor. Maybe this is a game that could be helpful for you. So, this is not a game that is brand new. It's not out of the box. It's nothing that you've never heard of before. The game I want to talk to you today about quickly is the War card game. So, as I often lecture to people, using cards is really great, especially as a traveling therapist, especially if you're an OT or a PT, because not only can you work on executive functioning skills, but you can also incorporate a lot of exercise into the activity. So, when you have a standard deck of cards, you have to make sure that the students on the other end have a deck of cards as well. If not, it might be a good way to practice having them rip up paper and write their own numbers down on pieces of paper, and they make their own card deck. So if they don't have a card deck, you can always make one. You can always share it on a screen as well. But it's very simple, so if you've never played War before, I'll just explain it really quick. Each person has a pile of cards, and what they do is they flip a card one at a time, and whoever has the highest valued card wins. So pretty simple, especially if you're playing with younger kids. War is a great game to teach them numbers, sequencing, and order, which is really important. But if you want to make it more of a challenge for your students, what I always love to do is in any game I actually play, I always add an exercise component to the game. So the reason why I do that is because exercise is not only really important to our physical health, I think it's also super important to our sense of well-being, understanding our body, and it's also been shown to help some executive skill sets. So this is really important to incorporate, especially now when kids are more likely to be sitting down for longer periods of time. So, again, what I do to change up the game is I will tell them that whoever wins three in a row, the other person has to do 6, 8, 10 of a certain amount of exercises. So you can determine whatever that is based on your students' skill level and their strength level. So for my high school kids, sometimes that'll be push-ups or dips. For my younger kids, sometimes that's just jumping jacks or holding a plank for that amount of seconds. So another way that you can modify this game is when you have war itself. So war is if you and the other person have the same card, what you would have to do is you'd have to put down three cards face down, W, A, R, and then you would flip the last card. Whoever has the higher card gets to give that person that the amount of exercises that you were determining times two. So war could be really intense. But this is also just a really nice way to get the kids up and moving and not to have to stress teaching them a new type of skill because most kids know how to play the game of war. So I hope this little bit helps in planning for some activities online. Again, this is something that's really easy to do and you can get a lot of exercise in with the game. Feel free to modify it however you'd like. Sometimes also what I'll do is I'll make sure that the students are laying prone on their belly so that they can be weight bearing on their elbows to keep their body up when they're flipping cards over to the camera. So again, another just quick cheat on getting the kids to stretch and exercise a little bit without them knowing too much. So I hope this little suggestion helped. I'm going to be offering you other suggestions for things that you could do at home, and I hope that it helps. So again, I hope you enjoyed the video. If you start liking it, please like, share, do whatever you have to do. I will still be coming up with some content to try to help the world out a little bit more, especially our rehab world for school-based therapists. All right, so be well and be a special connect to somebody because especially now, everyone needs a special connect. Later.